Hello, my name is Keshwani. That's K-E-S-H-W-A-N-I. I will help you with the math problems that you'll find in the official SAT study guide. In this clip that I'm about to make, I will solve the problem that appears on exam number 2, section 3, page 464, question number 20. It is important that you have the book in front of you, otherwise you will not be able to follow my work because I cannot write the question on the blackboard. If you don't have this book, you can buy it from one of the bookstores. Any bookstore would carry it, or you can send me an email and I'll send one out to you. Go to my website at www.prepforsat.com. Let's begin then. If at the end of watching this clip, if you find it helpful and you would like to purchase the whole CD, or rather the DVD, which contains the solution to the problems that appear in this section, section number 3, exam number 2, send me an email again and I will take care of it. Let's read the problem. There are 20 questions in this section. SAT is a standardized exam, which means, like any other standardized exam, what it means is that the entire exam is laid out in thirds. The first 1/3 of the questions are easy. The next 1/3 of a given type of questions are medium. And the last 1/3 are hard. There are 20 questions in this section and they are all multiple choice questions, which means that you can say that approximately the first 7 questions are easy, the next 7 are medium, and approximately the last 7 are considered difficult. The one that I'm about to do is question number 20, which means according to the College Board, the people who make the exam, according to them, this is the most difficult problem in the exam. We'll see how difficult it is in a second. It says there are 75 more women than men enrolled in a college. 75 more women. 75 more women than men. So I will make a note here on the scratch paper. They don't actually give you a separate scratch paper, but on the exam booklet there are spaces that are given to you. I will write it down and make a note like that. The question goes on to say that if there are n men enrolled, then in terms of n, what percentage of those enrolled are men? Well, so if n men are enrolled, 75 more women than men, this is n. The very first thing you should notice is that this is an algebra problem, obviously, and also that the answer choices contain variable, in this case n, but answer choices may contain variables. A, B, C, X, Y, Z, P, Q, doesn't matter what it is. As long as you see a variable or variables in the answer choices, that's your cue that you can use a technique called plug in. Now the thing with the plugging in technique is that you can plug in any number you want. It would work because what it basically does is it converts the algebra problem into a very simple arithmetic problem. So any number that you plug in should work as long as your arithmetic is correct. But having said that, there are smart numbers and there are numbers that are not so smart. When I'm doing percentage problems, when I'm dealing with percentage problems, I like to plug in 100. If I'm dealing with a problem that deals with inches and feet, maybe I'll plug in some multiple of 12. If the problem is dealing with some hours and minutes and seconds and so forth, 60 would be a nice number to plug in. You get the idea. Do you understand? Here I'm going to plug in 100 for n, which is the number of men. So I draw a little line there and I remind myself that I'm just plugging in that there are 100 men, which means that the women must be 175. That's it. The question simply is, what percentage of the people enrolled in the college are men? Well, we know that there are 100 men out of total of how many? 175 women, 100 men. 175 women plus 100 men. Of course, in a real exam, I would not waste my time writing this out like that. I'm just showing it to you. So let's continue then. And then if you want this in percentage, because this is going to give you decimal, this is going to give you some fraction like 0.4 or 0.3 or 0.25, which tells that there are 25% man or 30% man or so forth. But you want that into percentage, you need to multiply that by 100. So basically, what you're looking for in the answer choices is this guy. That's it. That's the guy you're looking for. 100 times 100 over 275. Now I'm going to go through all the answer choices. Whichever gives me this thing that I'm looking for is the answer. Let's look at A. I'm going to put this on the side here so that I have room to work with. There are 100 men out of a total of 275 people. So since the question is asking what percentage of the students are male, this is the percentage times 100, of course. Let's put this in the answer. When I'm using the plugging in technique, when I finally find at the end when I get my answer, I always put a box around it just to remind myself that that's what I'm looking for. Because in the exam, there are too many things floating on the piece of paper. It's very easy to lose track of what it is that you're looking for. So now I'm going to go through all the answer choices. Whichever gives me this answer, that's the answer. That's it. Let's look at A. A says 100 over 175. And that's all it says. That's all it says. I hope you see where I'm coming with 100 plus 175, because it says n, which is 100 in our case, over n plus 75, which is 175. This looks nothing like that. That's not the answer. Let's move on to B. B says n, which is 100 in this case, and you should immediately see that in B, we only have 100 on the top. That's it. It doesn't matter what's on the bottom. On the bottom we have 2 times 100 plus 75. I'm not going to waste my time. This is not the answer because we need 100 times 100 on the top. Similarly, C also has 100 over mumbo jumbo. This is not the answer. D, there we go. Now we are going someplace. D says 100 times n. Well, let's see. Let's see. Let's cross out this A, B, and C, which are wrong answer choices. D says 100 times 100. Now we're getting someplace because that's what we need. 100 times 100 plus, or rather over 175. Alas. Alas, that's not it. We're looking for 275. Let's look at E. Can you guess what the answer choice might be in this one? Well, I know. I have the same feeling. Last one says 100 times 100 over 2 times 100 plus 75. 2 times 100 is your 200 plus 75. Right there, voila. This is the guy. That's how simple it is. That's all it is. Don't make a fuss about it. Don't try to solve it with the algebra. There are two ways of taking the SAT. One is what I call the classical way, the traditional way, the orthodox way, the geeky way, the nerdy way, the proper way, the academic way. There's nothing wrong with it as long as you know the algebra and as long as you can do it in a reasonable amount of time. But if it's taking inordinate amount of time, which means too much, excessive amount of time, even if you knew the algebra, which a lot of people don't even know, but even if you knew it and it's taking you too long, that approach is no good. You got to find something new. Something new is what I call this plugging in, which converts algebra problem into very simple arithmetic problems. The only thing that you have to keep in mind is that you make sure your arithmetic is proper, your sums, your calculations are proper. But of course there is no substitution. There is no substitute for paying attention. You have to do that yourself. But anyway, as far as this problem is concerned, it's done. I hope you found it helpful. Send me some comments if you like, and as I said, if you would like to purchase the DVD which contains the solution to all the problems that appear on the official SAT study guide. One more time. I'm going to make 3 DVDs for each of the exam. There are 3 sections in each exam. So write me an email and I will take care of it. Or you can even give me a call. The phone number is 1-800-808 PREP. Thank you.